I present to you my top 5 architectural visualization studios in Lithuania. Let's jump right in.
Number 5. Nova Visual. Nova Visual is a studio that's obsessed with atmosphere, but in a very controlled way. Based in Kaunas, Lithuania, that tension between mood and discipline is really what defines them. A lot of their exteriors live in that in-between weather that most studios avoid. Post-rain shine, heavy clouds, misty horizons, soft sunsets that wrap around the building rather than compete with it. They frame with nature, tall pines, wet ground, reflective water, and let those surfaces carry the mood. The architecture stays clean and readable throughout, but the scene always has tension and presence. What I appreciate is that cinematic here doesn't mean exaggerated. The skies are dramatic, yes, but the lighting stays physically believable. You see it in those wide, low angles through landscaping, where a path pulls you in and the building reveals itself gradually, earned, not imposed. And then they shift gears into sharper urban territory. Crisp towers, graphic silhouettes, calm daylight, and a touch of street life for scale. Same confidence, completely different register. Interiors follow the same logic. Modern, minimal, tactile materials, and natural light that feels genuinely lived in. Nothing is overstyled, nothing is performing. It's photorealism with taste and real art direction behind it. Nova Visual's signature is consistent across everything they do. Strong composition, weather as a narrative tool, and images that feel like real moments caught in time, not perfect renders waiting to be admired. Number 4. Bloorise. Bloorise is one of those studios where realism doesn't mean more noise, it means better taste. With offices in Vilnius, Lithuania, and Geneva, Switzerland, their work carries that same dual sensibility, European precision with a very clean architectural eye. On their exteriors, the first thing you notice is how clean the atmosphere is. Soft skies, gentle contrast, and lighting that feels like a real day on site, not a spotlight. The buildings read instantly because the compositions are disciplined. Strong horizontals, calm camera heights, and foreground landscaping that's actually believable. Even in moodier shots like overcast coastal scenes or darker cloud builds, the image stays readable and thoroughly architectural. Their brick house language leans tactile, warm masonry, crisp edges, and detail frames that zoom in on material junctions without turning into sterile close-ups. There's always context. Planting, a path, a neighbor, a hint of weather. The scene always feels like somewhere real. Interiors follow the same mindset. Neutral palettes, tidy styling, and daylight that wraps around surfaces instead of creating drama. Cameras stay human, wide but never distorted, with real attention on how the room functions. Kitchen islands, dining setups, soft living spaces. It feels like real estate visuals upgraded with genuine architectural restraint. Bloorise is clarity-first ArchViz with a quiet confidence. And that's exactly why the work sells. Number 3. Pixweld. Pixweld is a studio based in Vilnius, Lithuania, and they're obsessed with clean architecture and clean presentation. It shows in almost every frame. Their exterior work leans into clarity over drama, bright, slightly softened daylight, calm skies, and compositions that read fast. Crisp street corners and long facades where the building sits perfectly in the city grid, with realistic scale, believable cars, and understated life. Landscaping is a big part of their visual language too, not as decoration, but as structure. Grasses, courtyards, and tree canopies used to frame the architecture and control depth. What I really like is how well they switch gears when needed. Some images go minimal and graphic, dark backgrounds, sharp silhouettes, and a single warm window glow, almost like product photography for buildings. And when they go more cinematic, it's still disciplined. dusk tones, wet streets, controlled reflections, nothing noisy. You see the same philosophy in their interior work. Soft, natural light, neutral palettes, and precise material realism. Everything feels styled but never overstyled. Pixweld's signature is quiet confidence, polished, readable, and architectural first. Number 2. Zero Scenery. Zero Scenery is a studio based in Vilnius, Lithuania, and their work is all about calm realism with a sharp, designed-forward edge. Their images don't shout, they hold the frame, and the architecture always stays the hero. What hits first is the composition. Strong diagonals, layered foregrounds, and clean graphic silhouettes, often paired with big, soft skies that give everything room to breathe. Even in dense scenes, there's a quiet order to it, controlled perspective, clear hierarchy, one dominant focal move that anchors the whole frame. Their lighting language is confident but never flashy. Daylight feels natural and slightly diffused, with gentle contrast and carefully placed warmth in interiors, terraces, and glazing. When they go golden hour, it's subtle, more like a temperature shift than a cinematic effect. Material work is tactile and believable. Glass that reads with real depth, concrete and plaster that feel matte and weighty, and details that stay precise without turning into noise. And they're not afraid of close-ups, the kind that sell atmosphere through a single edge, a shadow line, a reflection. Zero Scenery has that rare balance: architectural clarity first, mood second, and everything in service of a clean, contemporary visual story. Number 1. Visual Phenomena Studies. Visual Phenomena Studies is based in Vilnius, Lithuania. There's a stillness to their work that's harder to achieve than it looks. They don't chase impact through heavy grading. They build it through composition, atmosphere, and restraint. A lot of their exteriors use weather as a design tool. Winter haze, soft fog, low contrast skies, and clean silhouettes that make the architecture read instantly. And when warmth does appear, it's intentional. A glowing interior spill or a lit public edge that anchors the whole scene without overpowering it. Camera-wise, they love strong perspective and long lines. Diagonals that pull you in, but framing that stays disciplined throughout. People appear often, but as small graphic figures, more about scale and rhythm than narrative. Then you step inside and the mood shifts to material clarity. Big structural grids, tactile surfaces, and daylight that feels real rather than theatrical. Even large public interiors stay calm, almost gallery-like, with space and light doing all the talking. Phenomena's signature is architectural legibility with cinematic control. Atmosphere that supports the design, never atmosphere that distracts from it.
Those were my top 5 ArchViz studios in Lithuania. If you want to discover more great studios around the world, follow the channel and check out ARCHVIZBASE.com, my curated database of more than 1,000 hand-picked ArchViz studios worldwide.